in a wedding this past. Were in a wedding this past weekend, not as attendees. When I say we
Yeah,
were in a
not
wedding, it makes it
in a
sound like
wedding.
groomsmen.
At a wedding.
At a wedding, we were groomsmen. We weren't groomsmen. There were
Not
no groomsmen or bridesmaids for that matter. But
correct.
attendees of a wedding in Hartford, Connecticut, had never been to that town before. Murr, I'm assuming that's you're pretty well traveled. Hartford hasn't made your bucket list yet, right?
No, Hartford. I mean, that's the only town in Connecticut that anyone knows. So, if you're going to Connecticut, I think I've been through Connecticut. Is Connecticut on the I-95 corridor?
Yeah.
Do you cut through it a little touch? Okay, then
Sure.
I've probably seen all there is to see in that fine state.
Okay. So, Alan, I don't want to go into grave detail about what Alan said because I want him to say it, what he said to me when we were on our way to lunch. But the next day, an Uber driver that took me and Sarah to I think it was a budget rental car, thing just outside of downtown, kind of echoed what you said. But go ahead, Alan. Give Mur a little synopsis of what your eyes and ears and how you were feeling when you were walking through
Yeah,
this
no,
just blooming metropolis.
it's very. It is very eerie. It's like So I likened it to like a zombie apocalypse type shit. Like we were in the middle of like what seems to be like Wes said, a bustling metropolis. I don't know that anyone thinks of Hartford, Connecticut, but look, it had very tall buildings, very nice class A office style building, but there wasn't a soul around. It was very fucking weird. And like it wasn't just us, like everybody in the wedding party that we like palled up with or walked to a bar with or walked to breakfast with was like, this place is fucking creepy. And apparently the Uber driver said it. So,
So
yeah, very strange.
the Uber driver said, and Murray, do you have a question?
No, I just know I feel like I know the answer to the quandary that you guys were experiencing, but no, what did the Uber driver say? I got to at least from the mouth of Babes.
Yeah, so he picked us up at the at the Marriott, the hotel. Then it was about a I don't know 6 minute drive to the to the rental car spot. And he said, "Hey, first time here, yeah." And he said, he,
Last time too.
"Yeah, maybe,
First time, last time.
First time last time.
maybe." And he said, "So those office buildings, once COVID hit and people started working remotely, just never returned, and businesses failed, and there is money, it just doesn't happen to be downtown. These people have just said, like, pushed it out to just outside the city limits." And I was thinking about it. I walked to a CVS to get a thread puller and some Gatorades and some stuff for the next day. I had a piece of my suit that I needed to chuck, so don't give me that fucking weird. I don't go.
It's a random CVS. I know. I get it. Where are you going to get a thread puller from? You going to go to the Walmart or the CVS? I get it.
Right.
It's fine.
But yeah, nothing. Just the nice buildings, a river that runs through, an elevated walk, about 2 or 3 stories up that you could kind of putz around certain parts of downtown. I was like, this is kind of a cool. I know it's an old city, Connecticut. Everything up in the Northeast is old, especially a town like Hartford's probably dates back, at least settled in the 1600s. Probably started like building up to a city, 100 years after. I don't know the history all that well, but yeah, it's like Jesus, it's fucking nobody here, nobody.
The Uber driver stole my thunder because that's what I was going to say. That is white people central, Hartford, Connecticut. I don't feel like, I mean, tell me I'm wrong, Alan. I don't think a lot of like folks of color are like, let's get on up to Hartford. That's the
I
place
saw
we
some.
like
I
to
saw
settle.
some minorities.
I
I
saw
did
a
see
few,
some
but
people.
not a lot. You're right. Yeah. It
And
felt like my Uber driver. My first Uber driver was just a middle-aged white guy, and that's unusual to me. So yeah, I think that's a barometer.
Hey, I'm getting
Hartford,
picked up by
Connecticut.
Pete Smith. Weird.
Yeah, I was like, Hold on, your name is not Amir, sir, and this is not a finance Toyota through Uber's fucking Toyota financing.
But it's seriously, when I think of Hartford, Connecticut, I think of entitled white people, capital of the world. You've got a downtown area. Commercial real estate is absolutely dead unless you're planning on putting up a bar or an Applebee's that has a bar. Then there's no need to have anybody travel outside of their houses to do anything anymore. I like going to the Walmart. I feel like Walmarts now are like, I could get this on Amazon, but I actually do need it like right now to pull this thread out of my suit because it's kind of hanging a little bit. And that's the only reason that anything brick and mortar needs to exist. Are you eating something there? Are you drinking something there? Then there's no reason for it to be there. And I said this a long time ago when I saw radio going the way it was going, like, I can do this from home. You know that, right? I can plug into the internet where we're all connected to. I don't need to come into the studio. I can just do this there. It's like, well, you know, and then you get a bunch of blubbery, huffity puffity, and it's like, nah, yeah. Because I imagine everything that goes on in Hartford is probably like financially driven in some capacity, some sort of sales job that Alan has, you know, talked about his, you know, wonderful Wednesdays. his terrible Tuesdays when there's a meeting, and then the I don't work on Fridays. So what's the point in even getting out of bed in the first place?
Right? Look, weeks should just be 2 days. It's should how it should be. It's not my fault. You know, I just feel like
No,
that's
it's not your fault. I mean, I can be incredibly jealous, can't I? Can I not be incredibly jealous? I don't even know. I would. Okay, this is what sucks about. If I was a mailman in Hartford, Connecticut, I could only imagine. Homeboy's going to be walking the entire city. Like, Brad, it only took you 5 minutes to do what took you 30 minutes about a month ago. We need to add on to you. We're going to cut 14 routes, and we're just going to keep fucking giving you more shit to do. Instead of just letting me have an easy goddamn day where I just earn the same amount of money and do half the work like the rest of America and live the fucking dream, you're just going to keep tacking on and tacking on till I fucking snap. And that's where we are.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Don and Libby.
Yeah, congrats.
Such a splendid wedding.
Out,
Great venue.
Yeah. Hartford is beautiful. Yeah.
Is one of them from there or both?
She is not. It's like a
Outside
15-minute
of there,
ride
I
from
think, yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's in the
but she
Burgh.
is from the. I think it's West Hartford is the actual address. What's so funny about
It's
that?
just because, like, you guys are talking about how there's this whole city of nothing and they had to split it into sections. like,
Yeah, I
just-
mean, West Hartford, Connecticut, born and raised.
Yeah, like
And she moved to Bel Air.
yeah, I mean, like, you're from South Perryville, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, north. The tracks
Oh, okay.
divided south,
Gotcha.
east, west, to the north, south. Yeah, and the Artifacts, the old hip hop group from the '90s, wrote a song about it. Wrong side of the tracks. You should check it out. So, middle classos, everyone. Murr, Allen, and Fox, man. Murr, in Alan's absence last week, we had a great show. We had Irv on from Crabs in a Barrel. Thank you again. But you had this dying question. We were talking about prepping for the show. You had this dying question that you wanted to ask Alan.
Yeah.
This
I c-
burning,
I
just this.
could have spun this talking about Irv and their podcast, Crabs in a Barrel, you know, where they talk about some of the social inequalities that happen. And Alan, I did want to save this for you because I heard a commercial for none other than the Banana Republic. You know, the place where you go get fucking cheaply made clothes for an expensive price. And
Yeah.
I want to ask you, as somebody whose family kind of comes from a nation that would be considered a banana republic,
It's true.
how is this not been canceled yet? There's very few products that have people of color on their packaging. I think you have a lot of Hispanic products that have like very beautiful like Mexican women on there.
Yeah.
We got rid of Uncle Ben. We got rid of Aunt Jemima. We can't get rid of the Banana Republic? Is it not offensive to say that you will go into a place where the people can't afford the clothes but pay a premium price and not compensate those who make it? How has that not been canceled yet?
That's a fine question, man. And kudos to you. Let me start off there with being like, oh God, am I woke enough? To be like, should they cancel that?
It's not that I want them to. It's just like if then so why not? That's kind of like my
Exactly.
line of thought here.
That's
It's like
fair.
we've gotten rid of all this other shit. Then how does this one still get to be a thing? Is it just that
I
people don't know what a Banana Republic is?
Well, yes. First of all, in America, absolutely. And two, I think khakis are non-threatening. You know what I mean? Like, be like, fuck them. Yeah, just let them sell their pastel button downs. It's fine. Like nobody cares.
Dress like the oppressor. Come on down to the Banana Republic.
Exactly. Do you
Yeah.
need an outfit to go with your boat shoes? Come see us at the Banana Republic. Like, it's fine. But fair question. I appreciate that.
If you're toppling a third world nation Best to wear your white linens on Sundays.
Hey, and while you're traveling, dress up in Banana Republic and come to the Banana Republic and spend your money.
So yeah, but I really what I wanted to do is try to think of some other things that if we're canceling, let's just find some more shit to cancel. I mean,
That's fair.
if we need a reason, I would like to find the lobbyists that like maybe I'm the first one to notice it, and maybe there's a lot of shh going on around like I don't know, Park Avenue or the behind closed doors at wherever they're doing the Epstein parties now.
I was gonna say that I would venture to guess that a Republic like PR team was like, all right, guys, what's the fucking plan here? Because this could go south, and we need a new name. Anybody starts spitballing, and so yeah, it's totally possible. I think they've got a contingency plan.
I would think, but wouldn't they have to move online? Because like you guys said, the Banana Republic in Hartford, Connecticut, it ain't thriving anymore.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Is there even? I mean, I don't go to malls. Do they even still have Banana Republics?
No, what the malls have now are lots of novelty shops, and they all sell the
Yeah,
same.
that's what I thought.
You can find pinatas mixed with stuffed animals, mixed with birthday cards with your name on them, but not your name, but
I feel
Right.
your
like,
name, Alejandro.
like all the malls that I've been in recently are just like an amalgam of like the stalls that used to be in the center of the mall that
Mhm.
everybody just didn't pay attention to. Those now occupy retail space in the mall, and it's like, oh Jesus. Well, at least I don't have to be harassed by you as I walk by. But do you really need a store of tchotchkes? Do you really need a store of Tupac socks? Like, no, not really.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wes is really thinking about the Tupac socks. I mean, you might have picked a bad example there.
That's fair.
Maybe like a section of a kiosk. I don't need an entire wall to wall type thing.
I mean, I guess like what eyebrow braiders are in high demand now, walking
Yeah.
through. I mean, the only thing I know that our big mall, the Hartford Mall, not the Hartford Mall. But you've got the GameStop. You do have like the pedicure manicure place on the corner. Macy's is actually, I feel like they partitioned off Macy's. They're like, we don't need this much space for clothes that nobody's buying. What else? That's about it. There's no food court anymore.
Wow.
One whole wing, somebody bought it for an indoor soccer arena. I mean, you don't go to
Shit.
the mall for indoor soccer. So I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these places should just like knock down all the connecting walls and just create like just pimpin' ass nightclubs. I mean, I don't know if I'd go, but I mean for the 20 to 30-year-old crowd, I mean that would be a pimpin' thing. You've already got the whole parking lot atmosphere. You got this giant. You could just set up like, rave in one room. You could do country western in another room.
Like a party block type situation
Yeah.
down in Ocean City.
Go karts in another one where you can drink and drive. Sign a waiver. Put a helmet on.
A bounce house in one. Adult
Yeah.
bounce house.
You're
With
fucking
a, with
on
a barf corner.
Hold on. We need to back up a second here. I am digging this drunk go kart track thing. Is there any? Okay, we'll have to ask our legal counsel. But is there any waiver?
Liability issues.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but you can sign waivers. Waivers get by liability.
I'm sure like liability insurance is out the wazoo for something like this. But let's suspend belief for a little bit and say it's feasible, reasonable.
Okay, let's say we, pad up the cars, nice and pretty. Maybe you got to wear like one of those like sumo suits that you wear
Right.
when you run.
There's a governor on them, but you do the old wink wink and you say this is how you bypass that governor.
Yeah, but that would be fucking great. I would enjoy the shit out. Maybe make the tracks like really narrow, like so you can't like Dale Earnhardt yourself on the way past.
Too
Yeah.
soon.
Think you could do like a small ramp, not a big one, but a small one. Maybe you
No.
could you like
Nah, because I don't even think sober you're accomplished in that mission.
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you like the idea. I didn't think it was going to take, but your eyes lit up. You're like, yeah, look at that.
Well, I've always had this dream of creating. How, like on your license they have restrictions. Like if you wear glasses, they'll put in like must wear corrective lenses, all that shit.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to do a license course where you set it up on a Saturday or a Sunday. You got to have a designated driver, and you keep taking the driver's test. 1 beer. All right, I'm ready, officer. You get in with him, you do the test. 2 beers. Okay, here we go. 4 beer. Holy shit, this guy's eight deep. He's fine. All right, Mr. Fox. I got to tell you something. The cop that pulls you over for this one, he's going to have a hoot of a story to tell his partner. There you go. And you got a full case of Heineken. Like you're Heineken restricted. As long as you have it down to 12 pack, you're safe to drive.
Like between 0.12 and 0.15 or something. Like, yeah. See, I want to backtrack a little bit because what I was going to say was, and I know this is boring, and this doesn't, get Murr's eyes lit up. This doesn't have great conversation pieces like drunk go-kart, or what'd you say, a drunk bounce house, which is a fabulous idea, by the way. I was going to say in a mall, if you're going to do something like this, the infrastructure is already there. You have ductwork, you have air conditioning, you have bathrooms, you have electricity, you have power grids and circuits that can likely, feed these types of fantasy-driven things that we have going on, but and the parking. Which is so you have the infrastructure. So yeah, man, fucking gut J.C. Penney's and make a goddamn rope swing. Gut Macy's and make some sort of dirt goat track. Yeah. Or I was gonna say racetrack or go karting, but you could also have a petting zoo with goats as well if you want.
You could have a goat racing track. Goat races.
I don't know.
Where you can gamble, you can bet.
You get some Cecil County citizens a little drunk and send them to the petting zoo. There might be a little more heavy petting going on. You know what I mean?
I think what we're saying is that society just needs to think outside the box. There's no reason that fucking, Central Americans should be cockfighting out back of a fucking Latin American restaurant. You could do it in a mall space.
Thank you.
Make it safer.
You could do that in the former Banana Republic.
Yeah. Right. Oh, don't even change the fucking sign.
You have the infrastructure built in.
Banana Republic. Just add a little drop down banner that says cockfighting, and that's it.
Wah, fucking wah. All right, eat your heart out, investors. You got 3 fucking
we can
really primed up gentlemen.
Wes said ductwork. All I thought was the Die Hard experience, man. We'll let you crawl around with the Zippo, see what happens.
What? Your admission includes a wife beater.
Right. And you could, and for an extra fee, you can walk on glass with your bare feet.
That's right.
Exactly.
We'll even hire a feisty German man to yell at you over radio.
His name is Hans Pooper. Wait, so hold on. I think I read somewhere that by the gift of Hollywood that him crawling around through ductwork like that's just not realistic.
No,
they're not that big.
It would fall.
Okay, it just wouldn't hold up? I thought it was too small. You couldn't get a full-grown man like that.
It's too narrow. I guarantee there's at least like a couple sections in there that might be big enough to get your shoulders in. But yeah, it's gonna narrow down. Otherwise, you would just. It's like. Okay, have you ever tried to blow through this is the dumbest question and I know it, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Have you ever tried to blow through like a toilet paper roll you can't get any air pressure. So there would be no reason to put something that wide into a building. No air is going to flow. You need pressure.
No. But there are sections plenty big enough, but they ain't fucking that heavy. They're not made out of fucking solid steel. You know what I mean? So the things that support them also don't support that much weight because they don't need to. So you would just fucking fall out.
Yeah, you're not you're not fail-safing that for the weight of a human being on the offhand chance that they're crawling through one, right? Just for a redundancy, if you will.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Use these very expensive anchors and screws to fucking hold down this half-pound fucking piece of ductwork.
Okay, well, I will say in John McClane's defense, if I do have a gaggle of Austrian terrorists firing machine guns at me and I find a crawl space, I'm going there. I'll take my chances.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair. We just need to find an Alan Rickman lookalike.
Oh, you're still on the John McClane experience. That's fine. We'll build ductwork that can support a human, and we'll have you go in there, right?
Yeah, we can build it. I just say it's not built that way.
We could even. I bet you we could find a loophole because it's in ductwork that's not connected to the building where they could smoke. McClane's smoking cigarettes that whole movie.
That's
You know.
also true.
Yeah.
And that's how he figures out who Hans Gruber is, by the way. When you watch it again and he shares the cigarette with Clay, he holds the cigarette like this, doesn't hold it like that. And that's how he knows and unloads the gun. And that's something that'll be
thinking.
lost in this generation of pussies who don't inhale fucking toxic smoke into their lungs. You'll never know how to figure out who a German fucking terrorist is if you ever get fucking caught in that situation, bitches.
Clay. That's the guy in the front, right?
No, that's
the-
his fake name. He looks up at the board real quick and just like grabs a name.
Right.
Bill Clay.
All right. We are going to get to a BuzzFeed. We did so well with our last list here. We're going to get to another one, and this is. I've rounded up 9 situations I think we've all been in before, and I want to know if you found them awkward. All right. Did you guys have a chance to read these, or are we just flying off the cusp here?
I've read a few of these in the past, but like I find most situations awkward. I find this awkward. I find, pretty much everything I do in my life moderately awkward. Scale of 1 to
Gotcha.
10, everything's a 2. That's my base.
It's like it's always a chance for rain. You know.
Yeah.
There's always a chance. There's always a chance for anxiety. Absolutely.
A lot of this shit was not awkward for me.
I'm sure it's not. You're also moderately a sociopath, Alan. I've noticed that over the years.
Just a little.
Okay, good.
Coming to number 1, this is no particular order. It's just listed 1 through 9. Making eye contact with someone you don't know.
Yeah, no problem.
God damn.
Easy peasy.
I mean, I can do it. I can do it because I'm a good actor. All right, I just act like it's not bothering me. But deep
No,
inside,
I can't do it too long. Like, there's a threshold, but yeah, it's fine. Sorry.
what's your threshold?
I don't know. I think it's probably like the rhythm of like a standard handshake. So like I feel like a standard handshake's like a 1, 2, 3. Kind of look at each other. Hey, how's it going? My name's Alan. If I'm introducing myself, or like, hey, how's it going, buddy? How you been? And then like looking in your face, and then we're done. And then we can kind of look around and talk about whatever. Like, but if you're like still fucking staring at me as we're still talking, yeah, we're into deep territory. So what's that,
Okay.
like 3, 4 seconds? Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lifetime there. That's why I'm glad I work outside because I keep the sunglasses on. And it's weird because I use it to practice. I'm like, all right, just pretend they think you're looking at them, and I do. I will actually make full eye contact, and then I find myself daydreaming and judging them. So I try not to do it too long. But if I have the glasses off, I'm just like, oh, I'm squirming on the interior, man. I just can't. I mean, I can do it. But again, I'm playing like a wrestling character. Like, this doesn't bother me at all. My stomach feels like the guts are going to fly out.
I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, when I make awkward contact with someone I don't know, it's probably because I'm just looking at an attractive woman, and she happens to see me looking at her. I'm like, oh, yeah, wasn't looking. Just happened to be looking in that direction, and you were there. But it comes some time, and it happened twice in the airport this weekend, where I was looking at someone who had some sort of facial disfiguration, and they saw me looking at them, and I'm like, oh, nope, wasn't looking at that. Wasn't looking at that. I felt bad because that's fucking rude.
It is, but I do have a.
And I wasn't staring. I wasn't staring, by the way. Okay?
So you were gawking.
I looked for a couple seconds, and they saw me looking.
So what would you call it?
It's like geeking.
A once over.
Oh, that's fine. Okay.
You know what I do, and again, you just heard how bad I am at just general like pleasant eye contact. I will then not break eye contact, and if they're still looking at you, like what are you looking at? Kind of lean your head to the side and act as though you're looking beyond them, and then you can kind of just that way you're not like "Burp," getting caught. It's like so like let's just pretend the camera's doing it right now, like. Never mind. And then you go back to whatever it is you weren't doing anyway.
Interesting. So you have almost a failsafe or a way out or a John McClane through a ductwork scenario for all these situations.
Well, yes. At the beach, like if Maria's sitting there with me, and I, maybe my eyes catch a glimpse of an ass that looks really nice and delightful, and I'm looking at it, and she notices I'm looking at it. I don't stop looking. I just keep looking in that direction, and I wait for that person to then get out of my eye line, and I continue to stare in that direction
That's
without moving my
good.
eyes. And then when she's like, "Oh, okay, he was looking at something else. Couldn't
He
have
was
been that."
he was just zoning off into the horizon.
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
enjoying the waves crashing on the beach like every other red-blooded American.
But
Yeah,
inside my
gotcha.
mind, it's like a beautiful mind. There's calculations happening. Like I'm trying to figure out how to make sure the scenario plays itself out the way I want it to.
When a stranger asks you for directions,
Nah, not a problem.
I don't find that awkward at all.
I like being presented with a challenge where I become the person that's in the position of power. And once you've asked me for directions, you've already placed yourself below me, and now I'm your savior. So I start working off of a god complex. And
fair.
I also, in my mind, go like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the same phone that you have, but apparently I'm just much better with it than you are. Because why are
That's
you
how I
asking
feel
me?
these days? Like I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you asking me that?
Yeah, see, Murray, I thought you were gonna tell me I just keep giving directions, and when the person asks, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm talking to the guy behind you. I'm giving them directions. I'm trying to get out of this."
You know, the guy with the thing on his face.
The burn victim.
Yeah, that guy.
Trying to make conversation with the cab or rideshare driver. I guess in this case, Uber or Lyft.
Nah, I'll do it.
I mean, if he asks me a question, I'll answer it. But I've known people that are not comfortable with silence. I'm fine with it.
I'm
Like,
totally fine.
We have a transactional relationship going on here. I need a ride, and you're giving it. We don't have to talk about it. Just get me there.
Yeah, I'll feel it out though. Like I might throw a flyer to the driver's way, and if it's a one, yep,
Yeah.
okay, they don't want to talk, so
Yeah.
I'll
If
shut the
there's
hell
like
up and I go to my phone.
something interesting that I'm willing to talk about that I see on them, like, then I'll chat about it, or I'll fucking West said.
But
I'll kinda
why? Are you guys
throw
going
a-
to make friends with them? Like, I
throw
don't
a
I don't
random
understand
question
that.
out there. I don't know, just because I'm probably talkative in that moment, like, or just feeling like socializing. I don't know. I'm not a
Yeah.
fucking weirdo. I talk to my fellow humans. Uh,
I mean, I'll talk to you, but again, okay,
there are
like
other
they're.
times that I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
I mean, I get it. Like, if they're wearing a Ravens hat and you're in Hartford, Connecticut, you're like, oh, you're Ravens fan? I get that.
Mhm.
Because then you can make the time go by. But if it's like,
That's what I'm-
oh, is that a Banana Republic shirt? Like, why?
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. So that's my point though. If it was like a scenario like that, yes, I would talk to him. But like, fucking Tony, who picked me up at fucking Hartford this time, didn't talk to that guy. Nothing to talk about. He was playing very odd, like fucking like early 2000s female pop hits. It was like Vanessa Carlton and then Christina Aguilera. It was just in a row. I was like, this is weird, and you're kind of a creep for listening to this. I think. But,
And then Creep came on.
yeah,
My TLC.
But why do I do it? I don't know. I just again, I'm a friendly guy.
Yeah.
So I'm not, but I don't make conversation out of nothing.
Yeah.
I will kind of, if they ask me how my night's going or what's going on, I'll give them, and then if the conversation matures or gravitates towards a natural state, then I'll go with the flow. But if it doesn't, yeah, it's okay. No worries. I'm not awkward. I'm not awkward. Who said I was awkward? I'm not awkward. I don't feel awkward.
Yeah.
I don't feel awkward.
Yeah, I would prefer to just like, hey, how you doing? Good, good. So I'm headed up to the hotel. Yep, you know where it's at? Yep. All right, cool.
You need directions? I can help you with that one. And don't look at me through your rearview mirror. I was looking at you. So I can't. This next one I couldn't figure out if it's. Are you feeling awkward if someone else does it, or do you feel awkward if you do it? I guess the answer is both to yes, because I think this is ridiculous. Having to put change in your wallet while people wait behind you.
Okay,
Put it in your pocket, first of all, you
Thank
fucking
you.
moron.
thank you. Okay, yeah, Alan, go ahead here, because I'm sure you haven't carried cash in like a decade at this point.
Well, yeah, you're right. I don't carry cash. Also, I don't really have a wallet, per se. So this doesn't affect me. Yeah, I just put it in my fucking pocket or I put it in my fucking bag that I have on me, and that's it. It's gone. So yeah, I don't really have this issue, and I never really did because fuck you behind me. I don't I don't care about your time. I'm on my time. So fuck you.
Yeah, But
But there's
yeah,
ways you can funnel it in quickly
Yeah.
and fold it naturally. Not,
Oh, I agree.
first of all, a lot of people who do this, grown men especially, they still have a Velcro wallet, which is fucking weird in general anyway. But
Come on, bud.
but I witnessed it this weekend, this Monday morning, coming back from Boston because again I left Hartford and went to Boston to catch the Orioles game on Sunday. A woman at the Dunkin' Donuts in Logan International Airport. Mind you, the line is a fucking mile at this point.
Yeah, bud, you're in Boston. Get your
Well, at
fucking
8:40,
Dunkin'.
8:40. No, I waited patiently. I'm next in line, okay? And they quickly hit the enter button for the order. She said, "Oh, I also wanted a cup of hot water. Oh, it's $1." Okay, so she breaks out. She's got to just pay in cash. Yeah, tax is $1.07. So then she's got to break out the pocketbook, open it up, counts the exact change. Has to count it again. Then she's a little bit short. She's like, "Oh, can you break a dime?" She's like, "Yeah, we can break whatever you want, absolutely." And then she has to put the
Break a
4 cents or
dime.
3 cents in back in her penny, then back in, and da da da. It's like, oh my god,
yeah, that's just
fucking
yeah
hell.
that. Well, and see, you know what I hate about that is that person feels no anxiety, no pressure, no awkwardness, none of this stuff, none of the anxiety. All I feel all of it all the time. I'm anxious, waiting for you to fuck. I'm like, if I'm the second one in line, I'm worried about all the people that are now behind me. It's almost like speeding up my order that hasn't even happened yet. Then I'm like, all right, I gotta
Yeah.
go double time now because this bitch just fucking. Whew, she tacked on another 45 seconds. Ooh, I gotta shave that down a little.
Yeah, I can hear the angry passengers behind me grunting,
Yeah.
piss it off,
Look.
whining.
If you put that money in my hand, this is what I do. And then
Yeah.
just shove my fist into my left
Yeah.
pocket and I walk away. When I get to my car, I pull it out, straighten it, do all the other stuff that I would do that's not what that woman did, and then go about my life. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Before I
And
sat there and I slammed my iced coffee in record time and fucking got amped up.
and one of my favorite things to do now, that I have, look, I'm not rich, but hey, I can spare some change. So if I'm getting change back, I'm like, you can keep the change. Just give me the bills. I don't even want that shit in my pocket anymore. So I let
I
them have it. I let the register go over by 80 cents at the end of the day.
legitimately used to throw coins away. It's like I don't want these.
God. Well, it's to make up for all the stealing that you do at the grocery store from the self checkout
That's
line.
right.
All the weight you've fucked up on the produce section. So this one, if I'm in this person, and they use your mom, mom jokes as an example, but it could be anyone, anybody that you're with, spouse, girlfriend, buddy, whomever. But standing at a grocery line counter after again your mom leaves because she forgot something. Yeah. If I'm at the cart or whatever but let's just say it's a hand basket or anything, and I'm at the checkout line and someone's behind me, yeah, I feel awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
a little.
yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, I've leaned over and been like, "Hey, just ring it up slow." Like that's usually my game plan. Just
What do you send William on a fucking goose chase?
no.
Sprint your ass down an
You know
aisle?
what? I'm the goose chase guy because like if Maria's like, "Oh, I forgot the bread," I'm like, "All right, I know where the bread is. Just start doing this thing. I'll be right back." And I will take off in full sprint through a fucking store. I don't give a shit. I'll fucking like Herschel Walker fucking stiff arm an old lady into the fucking perfume counter if it comes down to it. I'm getting the goddamn bread, and it's because I know how she's gonna feel if all the shit gets rung up and I'm not back yet. So I go, I get, and I come back. And I don't have to be the one. Again, now I'm in control. I'm the captain now. I'm giving the directions.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what? Go ahead, Alan. Sorry.
No, I mean I used to, I guess, when I was like a kid and I hadn't really been like the one to make the purchase at that time. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, once I got to like teenage years, I became the runner, so it didn't really affect me. And then, yeah, no, not really. It just really depends. Like if you're going back because you forgot something and you kind of know where it is and you're beelining and coming right back, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it's when bitches like They're like, oh, well, didn't buy enough of these to use the coupon. Hold on, I gotta go get 3 more ginger ales because that's the shit to be getting. I'm like, look, get your cheap ass the fuck out of here, beat it. That's the kind of shit that gets me.
I will say one time, and this is a good cheat code for anybody out there. Like, let's say you forgot one item, and you know exactly what you forgot. You say, "Listen, I forgot the 12-ounce bag of Hers potato chips. Can you just go ahead and punch that in, and then I'll go get it, show it to you before I leave?" And they can go in and type in the little SKU number and just punch you up one, and then you go and you grab it after you've bagged everything and just leave it at the end of the fucking in the cart, and then you just go get it. Like, hey, this is all I got. I didn't steal anything. And you throw it in the vet and go.
It
That's an
works.
ideal. That's an ideal situation if the teller happens to know that. Yeah, sure. This is a. I had this happen to me not too terribly long ago. The Q or not the QR code, but the barcode was folded up in a way where it couldn't get scanned. And then the teller said, "I'll just go and get you another one," and she walked out. And so I waited. I was like, "Oh man,
Yeah, that's the
can't."
worst because now you're at their mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
I love when they
someone
take off.
someone stopped in the grocery store and asked her for directions. And
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh, I'll help you out here. I don't feel awkward at all."
See, I've had something like that happen too, where I was more than willing to be like, "I'll just get it next time," but they already left the register and started on their way, and it's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I
You know what? I don't need that pork loin. Forget it. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Just keep going.
I'm making it tomorrow. I'll come back. It's all. It's fine. It's $7. Don't worry about it.
Nah. Keep the change.
Nice.
This is so again, they use a very specific type of situation. I think you could insert class for any type of large social gathering that's where most people are silent. But when you've been coughing a lot in class and you have to hold it in, I mean,
Nah.
movie,
I'll
you
just
know,
Yeah,
leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I would just get up, and walk out.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I feel
wouldn't-
more awkward when I'm like opening up the candy thing. I'm like, I usually wait for like a loud thing during the previews.
I just start coughing uncontrollably. Ripping the bag open.
Maybe
That
squeeze
one's-
a fart out too.
That's another one you can do, by the way. If you really think you're gonna make a complete ass of yourself trying to open up, just walk out the door, open it, walk back inside.
Walk back in. Yeah.
I don't know. I paid for my ticket. I don't want to miss the previews. There's some good stuff coming up in the next few months.
So
I don't know what I'm
did
gonna
they.
go see.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, or just open it efficiently. Like I think that's the problem. People get all nervous and then they open it like a shit bag because they're like, "Ugh, ugh." Like just fucking open the goddamn thing.
Well, sometimes they make that wax paper with a lot of adhesiveness,
Dude,
man.
but you got to open it quick. Everybody tries to go
Yeah.
the slow motion, like where they're trying to like peel open each fucking piece of glue at its fucking molecular level. Like just boom, one
Just
time.
open it. Yeah.
Yeah. Open
Yeah,
it
I
hard.
agree.
Commit.
Or buy box candy at the movie, you fucking heathen. Like,
They don't
what's-
do that for Sour Patch Kids. They don't do that for Sour Patch Kids.
Grow up.
Well, the worst for me is I'll put 2 Diet Cokes in my pockets, and so then there's no cans at the movie theater, so it's like all of a sudden I'll just wait. It's like, and then I'll look around like somebody else did. Like who brought the outside food and beverage in?
Oh,
What an
God,
asshole!
that's the best, man. You
This
smell,
is that-
you
this is-
smell a cheesesteak in the middle of your.
They sell Big Macs up front. I swear.
Holy shit.
Is it? There was the movie theater we used to go to a lot in Glasgow, Delaware. Across the street from it was and by not the street, but across the parking lot, there was a grocery store that had a sale by weight candy thing, and my dad was like, "Fuck it, just you guys load up." The deal was most of it was around the same, either per pound or per half pound, so you could mismatch stuff. But if you didn't, and there wasn't like an official anyway. I don't know. We were seeing some fucking movie in the mid '90s, probably Rumble in the Bronx or some dumb shit like that.
Hey.
And I loaded up. Yeah, sorry. I loaded up and just couldn't help myself. Just that. Oh man, M&M, Swedish Fish, Sour Patch Kids, Snow Caps, Mike and Ike's, Hot Tamales, all in the same bag. And yeah, my dad's like, "That's great. where are you gonna put that thing? And I looked down, not realizing my dumb ass had loaded up like 1.5 pounds of fucking candy. I was like, oh shit. I don't know what I did. I don't even remember. I know I took some into the movie theater with me. Maybe like it was maybe change. I had to throw it out in the parking lot, just crying.
You shoved that right down your nether region, man.
Socks,
You make it work.
back pockets.
It's loose candy in a pocket, man. That's what you do.
Just put a bunch in my mouth like a chipmunk. Like, nope. This is how I am naturally.
I think now that I've gotten older too, I realize that the people that are quote unquote running the movie theater do not get paid enough to give a shit about what you're smuggling into that fucking place.
No. You're absolutely right. When you're playing with your phone and a random kid, again, it could be anybody, but in this case, they say a random kid is watching over your shoulder.
I mean, I don't watch a lot of porn in public, so whatever you want to check it out, buddy, watch away.
Yeah.
It's a natural pet peeve of mine to have anybody watching over my shoulder when I do anything. Read, stare at my phone, computer screen, anything. It's natural. I don't feel awkward. I get more agitated than anything. Is agitation a shade of awkwardness?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know because I don't really care. Like, I mean, unless I'm like typing my credit card information into something, I don't like look away, champ. I mean, if this is exciting for you, well, ooh boy, watch me scroll through the Drudge Report. Here we go, more headlines.
Yeah. I agree.
You don't. It doesn't. You don't
really
care. It
bother me.
doesn't.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
You guys are cut from a different thread. Fuck you. When you're taking a test and the teacher looks at the paper and watches you work.
Now, see, that's a different saga right there. Because I
Yeah?
feel like, that because it sounds very similar to what you said about the phone. But there's something about people. I don't know, man. It makes you fucking nervous, especially when you're trying to like take a test, like where you're trying to like figure out information. You know, it's the judgmental nature of like what they're fucking doing. They wouldn't be watching you if they weren't judging you. And anytime you're being judged, like, you either fold under the pressure or you rise to the occasion. So don't fucking stand over my goddamn shoulder, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you just make eye contact with me like a normal fucking human? That is, you're right though. The teachers at like, again, we're speaking in terms that are like inching towards like 25 years to 20, depending upon. For me, it's 20 plus years now. Like, so I haven't taken a lot of tests in the last couple decades, but I always felt when that happened, I thought in my mind, there's 18 other humans in this fucking classroom. Go look at their shit. Why is mine so fucking fascinating? I know I'm failing. Don't look at me anymore. Dumb bastard. You're the shitty teacher.
I also feel like there's the implication that you're cheating or something. You're trying to get away with
Oh,
something.
yeah.
And it's like, fuck you. What are you doing? I'm going to fail this either way. So you can stand there and watch me do it. Or you can just let me do it on my own.
Just stare. Just
Nope.
make eye contact.
No problems with it. Don't really care.
Have you ever felt awkward in your fucking life?
It's just like, I mean, yeah, sometimes, but rarely. And that's one of those things like, you want to watch me slaughter this test you fucking used your professional acumen to put together? Here you go. It's a 90-something. Go ahead and grade it for me. It is a 90-something? All right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
I mean, look, there's certain things I'm confident at. If you want to, like, I remember we played darts a lot at the bar, like, and one friend in particular would like to get his nose right up against my fucking cheekbone and stare at me while I was trying to hit a fucking bullseye. And in those situations, I'm like, fine. You want to get a closer look? Go for it, champ. Here it comes. Boom. Sucking balls. Now give me my $5. But like with something like that, yeah, I can't. No. Yeah.
Taking no more tests. F it.
Yeah.
Finally, when you have to think of an order on the spot in front of a cashier at a restaurant.
Yep.
That's on the fucking like. So you're talking about like a waiter or waitress like just standing at there like, are you ready to order?
Well, they had the JPEG or photo that they gave us for this is someone at a fast food joint, but we could tomato. It could be either or, in my opinion.
I do get rather anxious, like if I'm in line and I'm at a restaurant I've never been to before, and you get up to the counter and it's like, fuck, like I'm just gonna pick something off the board. Yeah, I do get pretty squirrely in that scenario, where it's like it's my turn. It's a lot about the change, like just shove it
Yeah.
in your pocket. So just pick something, and I don't even like tuna fish, but I'll take the tuna melt. It's the first thing my eyes saw. I can't get away from it.
No, nope, not a problem.
Okay. I was at a pretty famous ice cream joint in Ocean City a handful of weeks ago, and the menu's overwhelming. And I was a little bit drunk, and I knew that it's one of those things. I see the line dwindling. People are just firing off orders, and these people are fucking pumping out orders. And I wanted to make a good selection and get up front, and I'm like, shit, I don't know what I want. There's like fucking million people behind me, and I did feel awkward. But everything's good there though, so there is that. But yeah, it's Dumpsters, by the way. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah,
You've heard of that place.
Yeah,
You figured that one out?
yeah, we figured that one out.
Okay. All right.
No, that one's look. With that one, I'm not very picky. Like, I don't think food wise. So like, I can usually find something on basically any menu, and there's always staples, right? I feel like no matter where you go, there's you can look at like if you're at an Italian place, you can fucking pick an Italian dish that's usually fucking solid for you, and it's not gonna let you down. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really feel pressure in that situation at all. If anything, I feel more pressure when you're like, "Hey, we got 72 beers on tap. Which one you want?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
What kind of beer do you have?
That's probably worse. But the other shit's fine.
But you know what? I actually ran into a scenario like that. I went to a local brewery where they, and you're not aware what the beers are, and it's like, okay, what do you want? I'm like, and I just straight up said to the waitress, like, I want something kind of hoppy, but I don't want it to be super heavy. And she's like, oh, do you want? I was like, I don't care. Bring me something in that category. You can tell me what it is when it gets here. Like, I'm okay in those situations where if I have no clue, but I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, I went and I got somebody a gift card to this like Mission barbecue place in Bel Air, and it's one of those classic like barbecue joints where they just do like the crepe paper in a tray, but it's like mix and match all of your menu items, and it's like what? Fuck, rib by the rib by the slab. I don't know what like. I wouldn't even. So I haven't been back. I was like, I'd like to eat here, but I don't know how.
Was it actually Mission Barbecue?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very easy, man.
Yeah, but you look up there and it's got like all of these like it's got like I don't know 50 fucking options.
Listen,
And
man, just pick your proteins, pick your sides. That's it. That's
Yeah.
like I know there are various options to how much, but that's just quantity. Like how hungry are you? Do you want rack? Do you want single rib? You know what I mean?
how much is one rib?
Not enough. I can tell you that much.
$2. Well, tell us about some of the things that make you awkward, middle class holes nation. Christ, I feel awkward saying that because it's so fucking stupid. Not a
Middle
thing.
class holes nation.
Hold on, before we move on, I do want to say, and I don't know if this falls into the awkward category, but it makes me feel awkward when I see it. Can you dumb bitches stop leaning over in photos? Like I see like I like looking at people's vacation photos, and look, I'm a short guy, and so if I'm standing next to Wes, here's the thing that's never happened: Wes has never gone next to my head, like to make himself the same level as me. Like, he's like, no, you just put your arm around the guy. So what? Wes is 6 inches taller than me. Everybody knows. Who are you fooling? In the era of the digital camera where we're not cropping goddamn anything, you just look like a fucking moron with your stupid flip-flops on, and you've got half your ass hanging out. Your skirt looks all weird. Yeah, you look great from the tits up, but you look like an idiot from the fucking nipple down. So stop doing that. Just done. We're done with that.
Yeah. And never have I ever, if I'm turning sideways or like, cat a corner, lift my front leg up, like cockeyed to make a V out of it. Like, they've never done that for a photo with my boys.
From now on, can we actually do that?
We
I
should.
really want to do that. I just,
Doing
like,
some shit.
me and Alan will stand on each side, and then you have to hunch over in between us.
And you guys, front legs, whoever's on my left, the right leg's up, whoever's on my left, right leg's up. Oh, okay.
What if because we're both short, like Wes, you get in the center, and we turn sideways and put a hand on your chest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just
Is
look
that
this way.
is that a feminist thing?
I think women do that. They like, you know, they do the little turn. I gotta find the pose. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, I'd take a peek at that. Yeah, all right. Awkward. Very much. All right. I hope there's no awkward fun facts and Fun Fact Friday. I hope it's all just, just run of the muck, normal human interaction, no eye contact, nobody asking for directions, no change, no menu orders, no fucking weird photos with women, all right? Let's hear it.
All right, well, I guess we're just going to have to throw this away here, but let's get to it. Your 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday, brought to you, of course, by our good friends over at the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Brand new member to the Shin Splints Recovery Group. He has a little pain below the knee, right at about the ankle. Aaron Rodgers, brand new member of the Shin Splints Recovery Group. He's going to be recovering for quite some time. Is it sadden you guys in any capacity that may, in fact, be the last snap that guy ever fucking takes in the National Football League after such a storied career?
Nah.
Alan, of course not. You hate life and people.
No, I just don't care about Aaron Rodgers. Like, I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan. Like, yeah, the guy's probably a Hall of Famer if he maybe just won another fucking Super Bowl.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, first ballot.
He
First
is.
ballot.
I know. But like, fucking yeah, I just don't. Okay, it sucks. I called it, as a matter of fact. I told you guys pre-show. I was sitting there being like, this guy went through warm-ups and was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't want to do this. Look at me. I'm in a Jets uniform, for Christ's sake. What have I done? And fucking, he went out and hurt himself.
I think you misinterpret his demeanor. I think that Aaron Rodgers demeanor is like, this is any other day. It's any other day of the week. You know what it is? Aaron Rodgers is used to having people look over his shoulder and watch him take his test. And I really think he wanted to show the fucking Green Bay Packers like that he was going to ace this fucking thing. God damn it if that fucking pencil point didn't break and he didn't have a backup.
Yeah, it's like instead the Green Bay Packers are like, whew. That guy's
I only have a number 3 pencil. Sorry.
Sorry,
You
man.
fail. No, I mean, I personally think he will be back next year. He's under contract. Achilles tears aren't, while they are severe, they aren't the like, hey, you're not putting weight on it in a year like it was, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They've gotten pretty good with you being somewhat active within like 6 to 8 months. Now, NFL quarterback, 6 to 8 months, still some gray area. I foresee him back next year. I just would have preferred him, honestly, to play this year and be shitty. I didn't want to see him get hurt. I just wanted to see him play and just be fucking mediocre and have the media like, what's going on with Aaron Rodgers? Stephen A. like, I don't know. It's blasphemous. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. It's stupendously crazy and unbelievable.
Yeah,
That's my
exactly
Stephen A,
right.
yeah.
That was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and did you see too? There was a bar in Green
I
Bay.
like Stephen A. Smith, by the way, just so you know. There's
There's
a bar in Green Bay.
Bar in Green Bay that you didn't have to pay your bar tab if the Jets lost.
Oh, wow.
And everybody was just racking after Aaron Rodgers went down again after the
Just racking.
fourth snap
Yeah.
in the first quarter. We're just
Yeah.
like, fuck it, it's on the house, baby, and just started guzzling. And then there was like a reporter there in the fourth quarter, and everybody's like on their phones, like trying to calculate how much their mortgage they're gonna have to fucking fork over.
That's Sarah was down for a company event in Atlanta when Atlanta played New England in the Super Bowl, and they didn't have to come in the next day if the Falcons won the Super Bowl. So at halftime, everyone's just getting fucking shit housed. 28-3, baby, here we come. And yeah, Brady performed the comeback of all comebacks. Maybe that's what the Jets need, man. What do you think, Murr?
Well, I saw like again the internet is undefeated, and I was on TikTok, and it was like, I don't know what movie this is from or commercial that he's done that this is from, but it's like Tom Brady Tom Brady Tuesday morning, and it's like him sitting at like a conference table and just kind of looks back and is like, hey, because he wanted to come to the Jets at one point, like if he couldn't play, and then Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets and it was like, all right, I'm retired. And man, like, what is Brady doing? I thought he was like supposed to be like a commentator or something.
Fucking Hertz commercials.
Yeah.
I don't
But I
think
thought he got like I thought one of the big networks gave him a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I don't think that starts on like 25, or I don't think it was supposed to because I guess he had planned on playing. So
Well.
I don't know what happens with that, but yeah.
Well, recently divorced, no commitments. I'm just saying, if I'm
guess-
New York Jets, I'd be calling up old Tommy Boy and be like, "How much do we have to pay you?"
You know, they don't think they'll call up Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Poor
Stick
Joe.
with that backup, Wilson.
Yeah, I know. He's supposed to be your future anyway. You might as well bury him now. But let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Your mental floss. Amazing facts. Did you know Pittsburgh is the only U.S. city where all of its major sports teams wear the same colors, black and gold? The colors are ultimately based on the coat of arms of the city's namesake, William Pitt.
I did know that.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
I never
didn't-
really thought about it, and then once I read the fact, I was like, okay, let's see, the Pittsburgh Penguins, okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Holy shit, that is a great concept. I hate to say this, but well done, Pittsburgh. Congratulations.
I didn't know it was William Pitt, but I did know it was a coat of arms from. Was he a settler or was he like an original mayor or was he someone with a lot of money who was like, "Yep, this is mine right here." All this.
Probably all of the above in some capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they owned a lot of land, obviously, and here we are. But that's a great concept. I mean, I'd love for all of Baltimore's colors just to be orange and black. I mean, that would. Orioles are the oldest team in town right now, so I mean, well, we got 2 teams anyway, major sports teams. So
I kind of like the purple though. I'm not gonna lie.
you know what though, especially football teams, for some reason in my mind, like if they're playing well, if they play well, like it's like, damn, that is sharp. But man, when they play bad, like that purple and black,
Purple, it
it's
turns
so gloomy, and it's
Or
just
the
like
Minnesota Vikings. You're like,
it's like ugh.
Yeah.
What's
But you know what? Like orange and black, that always just seems to, I don't know, it just pops all
I
the
feel like
time.
there isn't a lot of orange and black around either.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're right.
49ers, the Browns.
Orange and
The
black.
49ers are red.
49ers are red. Are you
Oh, not the 49ers. Giants.
Giants?
San Francisco.
Oh,
San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I was naming all sports teams.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
gotcha.
fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Bengals,
Bengals,
but it's different.
Yeah,
It's different shade.
yeah, different shape. Bengals is fine. Browns is fucking orange
Weird.
and fucking brown. No.
I mean, I do respect the Browns for just being completely weird and anomalous. Like, it's just like, you're the Browns and you wear orange helmets. Got it.
And you guys are your mascot's dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really. It doesn't really math. But good job, Cleveland.
Yeah, and thank you guys for the sports nut I am that I wasn't able. Yes, I did say the 49ers, but then you thought I doubled down on the New
What?
York Giants. Yeah,
No, I meant the Giants. What?
the New York baseball Giants.
Did you know Michelangelo reportedly hated the task of painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel so much that he wrote a poem about it, which included lines. Now, again, this is not the poem. These are just simply lines from the poem, which I wish they just included the whole fucking poem. But, quote, "My haunches are grinding into my guts. My poor ass strains to work as counterweight. Every gesture I make is blind and aimless. My skin hangs loose below me. My spine's all knotted from folding itself over." I mean, I want to hear the poem. I don't want to hear just the bitchy lines. But yeah, it barely didn't have a lot of fun
that
doing
sounds
that.
like a dark ass poem.
I know.
It sounds like someone who had to do manual labor, who didn't like
Yeah,
to have to
I was
do
gonna say,
manual labor.
It sounded like an artist had to do manual labor to get his art done.
And get
And he
paid.
was like, "Fuck this."
I'm going to put a bunch of dicks up here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna put some homoerotic shit on top of the fucking most holy site in all the goddamn lands. That's
Put a
what
lot
I'm
of
gonna do.
put a lot of holes up in this holy place.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
man.
go-
I mean, I've been on I've been on job sites, places where like that we did house framing and things like that. They weren't saying, "Oh, my back's in knots. My motherfucking back hurts." Same thing.
That's true.
500 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was suspended from like a plank, like upside down almost, painting one of the most magnificent works of art that's ever existed in all human history. It just, you would think he was doing it out of like the glory to God and the love of the love of the craft. But no, it's
Labor
just
of love. Yeah.
yeah, but no, it's like I'm getting a 5,000 gold shekels out of this. Oh, I'm gonna finish it.
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And then he went on to fight crime and eat pizza.
That's right. Thank you. The sewers of New York. Did you know? In February 2008, Amy Winehouse, who was born on this day, tomorrow, September the 14th, became the first British female artist to win 5 Grammys at one ceremony. Her wins included Record of the Year and Song of the Year, both for Rehab, plus Best New Artist, and her record stood until 2012 when Adele came along and just snacked it all up.
So wait, she was the first person or first Brit?
First Brit.
Damn. I had to wonder, with all the music and all the good shit that's come out of Britain, like if some of these categories, all of these categories didn't exist until a certain point. You know what I mean?
I think
And
the
how
British-
old are the Grammys? But,
Well, the
but
British
you know what I
kept
mean?
their women in the kitchen a little longer than we did.
I get that, but like it was the best new artist, right?
Yeah. Well, one of
mean,
them
I-
was Best New Artist. Let's see. Female artist, 5 Grammys, including Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best New Artist. So that's three of the 5, and that was
Yeah,
her first
so-
album.
I mean, I guess if you could have translated that into like best male artist and best, if you could have done the gender equality version of it,
Yeah, but a lot of times a record will just win like Record of the Year, but she had like the Best New Artist also helped her out. But think
Yeah.
about that, like your first roll through. Hey, I'm gonna put out this record, and it fucking like basically sweeps the whole fucking category.
Yeah.
yeah, impressive. 2008, and she's no longer with us. God bless you.
You pointed the wrong way.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Did
she probably
you
said,
know?
she's probably my back's in knots making this goddamn album.
Thought she was taking all the heroin. Did you know the average person loses between 50 and 100 hairs per day?
I
didn't know the number, but that makes sense.
I didn't know the number, but I did know like if you were to, there's something about if you were to combine how much your hair, on average, how much your hair grows. If you were to put it together, it's like 40 yards.
Like a
A
day?
year?
Yeah, a day.
So if you took like each individual hair and
Each
said, "Oh,
individual hair, how long that grows in a single day, it's about 40 yards.
okay, well, let's adjust for inflation here. me not so much, but yeah, like my problem is like, yeah, Maria was like the other day, she's like, it's like, maybe you want to grow it out a little bit. I'm like, I can't. It's not a thing. It's like maybe I do want to, but I'm genetically incapable at this point. And so I like, just to prove the point, I tried it. I tried it for like 2 weeks, and then I just like finally at one point I just came up to her on the couch. I was like, you see, this is why I shave it, because it was like she's giving me shit for shaving my head, and I'm like, I like it like that. Like, why don't you try growing it? Okay, I'll try. You want to be seen with me in public now? Huh? Do you?
But I lose a 50 to 100 a day.
I know. I just don't grow any more back. I'm like, you fuckers. And finally, did you know, before earning a living as a writer, Octavia E. Butler once worked as a potato chip inspector?
Nope.
What the?
Didn't know that.
Don't, and I sure as hell don't know what that job is.
Well,
Like-
I mean, I've seen how it's made once or twice in my day, and yeah, if there's like a black spot on there, like maybe there was an eye like at the edge of the potato where it was cut, they gotta flick it away. If it got a little too crisp, gotta flick it away. Got one of those big ass bubbles in the middle, like every now and again you get, and they're delightful and delicious and light and airy and crispy. Boop, you're supposed to flick it away. If it's too tiny, flick it away. Now they just got computers to do that shit.
These people, well, I mean, for good reason. You know, are you gonna inspire an author any other way? And they're flicking potato chips, getting getting struck by a muse arrow while flicking potatoes.
You know what? That sounds like a fine job. I would be okay with sitting in the wonderfully smelling just like grease filled fucking potato factory. Just what are you doing all day? Just flicking fucking. You stand in one spot. You're flicking potato chips.
It's probably a union, you know. Probably get a good union pension, you know, PTO, good benefits,
Just don't
all
miss,
the good
man.
stuff.
Just don't miss. That's it.
And
don't-
you probably get to reap some of the benefits. They probably don't give you, a bag of the ones you flicked away. They probably give you a nice fresh bag of
fresh
chips to
bag.
take home.
I want to see a bag of just the rejects. I'd love to see that. Just a
Only in
bag
the
of-
Banana Republic.
That's right. Just a mangled bag of just fucked up. Like
Potato chips.
you know what? There's another business idea. We just call them the rejects, and we sell them. Some of them might be like extra thick. Fucking
All the ones
Knives.
with the green parts.
yeah, the knives dulled out, didn't go all the way through. It's half a potato. And that,
I
my
will
friends,
say, God,
is your Fun Fact Friday.
I will say, plantain chips are fucking good. I've had a few of those recently.
Yeah, but plantains aren't good, which is weird.
You're fucking nuts.
Okay, all right. Maybe I am fucking nuts, Alan. But how do you prepare a plantain then? Because I got up some plantains one time and I was like, "What the fuck are you supposed to do with this? This is a tasteless fucking banana."
Peanut oil and you deep fry them.
It
You put
depends.
salt on them.
It depends on how you want to like. Do you want sweet, or do you want
Yes.
like a little bit more savory? All right, so sweet. The way that I would do them is like I would cut them like in 45-degree angle, like just slices. Like I don't know how else to describe that, but 45
Yeah,
degree
like
angle with
chips.
a knife. Yeah. Slices, and then just lay them in oil and pan fry them, and they'll start to get brown up, and if you go a little longer, they'll crisp on the outside. But I wouldn't. I kind of like them to stay soft, and they're literally just cooked bananas. They're super sweet, and fucking you get a little of that like brown crunch to it, and it adds to the fucking like flavor contrast. That shit's banging. Or you could cut them at 90 degrees, like chips almost, but not like chip thickness. Give it a little thicker, and fucking you can salt those bad boys and oil them, and fucking just like take like a butter knife or something and just smash them and throw them in the oven and roast them, and they come out like fucking almost like chips, and they're fucking delicious. They're soft and tender inside, but crunchy on the outside. A little more salt on the top, and that's a little bit more savory if you're looking for that. But yeah, plantains are delicious.
Okay, I'll take your
Plantain
word
chips
for it.
are misleading, as a matter. I would say they're not. I enjoy them, but I have to.
You ever get to Aberdeen that often? There's a Peruvian chicken joint in Aberdeen.
Okay, why? What do they put the plantain?
Peruvian chicken joints are
You usually have sweet plantains and
sweet plantains as a side.
All right. Well, I think the middle class souls is gonna have to take like a foodie adventure sometime because like I need to expand my horizons.
Yeah, we can do that. Get you the green sauce. Woo wee! I might
Yeah.
hit up a Peruvian chicken joint this week.
I might actually. do it.
Yeah.
But you're ordering for me because I ain't going up there like like the green sauce, I guess, with a side of. I fucking hate tuna, but let's just do tuna.
Now we're gonna get you a corner of dark. We're gonna get you some plantains, and then the other side, I don't care. Green beans, white rice, doesn't matter.
Rice, beans, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So tonight on you, before you go, speaking of dark meat,
Oh, Jesus, this is a fucking start.
but I still don't know too much about it. I didn't get a chance to read about it too much, but I got the highlights via word of mouth while I was at the wedding this weekend. Prince George's County cop. For those of you who don't know where Prince George's County is, it's a county that sits just outside of D.C. To the east, a little bit to the south in certain parts. Huge suburban area, millions and millions of people. But for Prince George's, I think it's a county officer, got got in deep doo doo because of his pee pee. All right, so someone's taking a video, and presumably he's about to detain someone. Then all of a sudden, he is groping her rear end and making out with her, and it gets way too hot and heavy. He decides, hey, we need to take this. We need to transport this to the back of my police cruiser, and then a little takes place. The man was married. He's been on paid or unpaid leave. I don't know. But Sarah had something to say about this. And she said, because she was a personal trainer in Laurel. And for those of you who don't know, Laurel goes over 4 counties in Maryland: Howard, Anne Arundel, PG, and Montgomery. So like where they meet. She said, "Oh God, nearly every cop that came into that gym had a side piece, was married, and had a fling, had someone that they bragged about having sex with on the side." But this was, I don't know, I wouldn't say gross. It wasn't gross. I mean, it's just wildly inappropriate for a man to be dressed up, unless you were doing some fucking Village Person type thing.
I just honestly, I'm not impressed with him. I'm impressed with her. Like whatever, like sweet nothings she whispered into his walkie. I'm like, Like, how many times do they get offered like something like that? You know what I mean?
Was he detaining her?
I don't know. I think the video I saw, he's behind her, and then all of a sudden he spins her around, and then like all of a sudden she says something, and it's like he turns her around again, and then he grabs the door handle, and it's almost like man, time to make sweet love to my lady. Like this is like nonchalant about it. Just let's go do it. Let's go to town. I've seen I've seen videos of like delivery drivers, like, you know, like Amazon, UPS, FedEx, the like, and it's just like they hit the roll up door. 15 minutes later, that roll up door comes back open. Somebody adjusting their clothes comes out the back, and the truck drives away.
Alan is our sex scandal correspondent. So, I mean, political and or we could call this politics or law enforcement sex correspondent.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I would say my law enforcement sexual scandals correspondent fits the bill here. Many hats I wear here for the middle class holes. But yeah, I think what you have here is a classic case of slam piece. You know, he works. Look, PG County is one of the richest counties in the country, as a matter of fact, but it also has some notoriously seedy areas about it. And this guy is probably policing some seedy areas, and he found himself a little hood thought, and he was like, "Girl, I will not arrest you for doing fucking some random thing that you're doing. Why don't we smash in the back of my car from time to time at this park?" And she was like, "You know what? You ain't bad looking, beefy fucking white cop. Let's do this." And fucking here we are. We've got multiple videos on a phone of this guy fucking smashing a beautiful black queen in the back of his PG County fucking cruiser. And now he's definitely getting paid, because they don't ever not get an unpaid leave.
It's true. Hey, man.
Well, he's gonna have to pay someone because he's married. So
Well, yeah.
let's keep that in mind.
He'll deal with that later.
We've had a lot of issues with officers and the way that they've conducted themselves with the citizens of this country. Yeah, all we ever hear is like, spread the love. And what's this cop do? He finds someone. He was just spreading the love, man. It was a community outreach program. All right, I feel like it's a pilot program. It's in its infancy, but you know, let's just see how it works out. I mean, if you're banging everybody on the street, it's gonna be kind of hard, like to you know, maybe not get in their face and yell at them anymore. Like, look, man, we got a thing. Can you just not hit up that liquor store this weekend? You know, like it might work.
Well, I think you're giving this guy way too much credit. You're kind of tiptoeing in this being love making. I don't think there was any love making going on in the back of the police cruiser. I think Alan did a smash piece. So let's just call it spreading the smash, which is fine. If you want to substitute smash with spread the,
like I'm saying, the odds
Sexing.
I'm saying the odds are high that like the first time they got into that back seat, he looked at her, he said, "I ain't never did it with a black girl." And you know what I mean? And she was like, "You stupid idiot," and then sucked his dick off. You know what I mean? Like that, odds are high that happened.
Uh.
Look, sometimes you get a little crazy. My man has tons of time on his hands. He's driving around in a car, unfucking supervised, and he found himself a little chocolate piece and decided to break himself off a piece of that Kit Kat in the back of his cruiser. It's what it is.
I know your nasty ass just wanted some head anyway.
Exactly. That's it.
America.
Cops.
Yeah. Here we are, breaking it down one by one. Well, good luck, man. We'll have to follow up, I guess.
We'll
I don't know.
keep an
Maybe
eye
you
on
and
whether or not you keep your job. Which
Well,
Yeah.
you
I guess
will.
at the end of the day, like, I mean, do you really think this is like a lone gunman situation here? Do you think this is like, or is he just the guy who happened to get caught? Everybody's got
caught.
everybody's got phones in their hands now. I bet this shit happens all the time. All the time. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying this guy's. It's probably not the first time he's done this. Maybe it's the last time, but I guarantee, like, every other cop in the fucking precinct's like, oh shit, okay, all right, gotta make sure we go behind the 7-Eleven this time.
No, I guarantee you, every other cop was like, "In your cruiser, you fucking idiot!" Like, come on, like, I feel like you got to be better than that. You're a cop. You got resources, man. Like, you can fucking just go into a building and get it done, and nobody's gonna ask questions. Like, yeah,
no.
this is just amateur hour, in my opinion.
Get out of PG. Go to Hartford, Connecticut. They got plenty of vacant buildings in the downtown area where you can
Nobody
just.
even notice.
No one would know. No one would know. Oh, this week on listener comments, we got some good ones, and actually, I'm going to ask for your opinion on this. I asked Alan this pre-show Mers before you jumped on because we got a bunch on the Marissa Tomei video that we posted on TikTok, and I think I want to save those for last week because we have 5 good ones, and that one produced a lot of good ones. A lot of ones that called you an idiot, Mer, which are always solid. This is coming from did IJBOL or simply LOL Blickety Blow, a longtime listener and writer, and says, my own elder millennial hunch is I don't see IJBOL sticking. Every generation comes up with a bunch of crap, but only a few good ones stick, like LOL. My elder millennial hunch. Wait a minute. I copy and pasted that twice because he did go on to say, "Damn it, that's what I missed." He said he liked Steez, Riz, and a few others. Sorry, I did not add that. I
Riz
just
is
hit.
good,
I hit.
Riz is a
I hit copy paste twice, but yeah, Riz is nice.
What's Riz?
It's short for charisma.
Oh.
Yeah, crutching on my Riz.
Yeah, this is fucking, you got some Riz.
Yeah, don't do that thing like where you're like, you know this. Like, no, I don't. I wouldn't ask if I did.
I feel like you said it once to me. You're like, you don't know what that means?
No.
Okay.
I feel like it
Anyway.
did come up in conversation during a bit, but probably not.
No,
enough
I'm really good. Well, okay. If you throw something at me in context, I can usually decipher what it is. But like, just if you just say Riz, well, I have no fucking clue what that means.
I said it like that. Riz. Wear only shirts and pants. Instagram Noah's Rad writes in, that's the beginning of a porno. Pretty sure it's called Special Delivery.
Yes, I know. I'm aware. Thank you. Everyone at work gave me that one. Yeah, this is where the guy answered the door and only a t-shirt. Only a t-shirt.
Hey, you're not a Prince George's County police officer, are you?
Today I
Is Chuck E. Cheese a predator? NCFC fan 1977 writes in, I saw that trash pizza in a freezer section at Giant.
Hey, good on Chuck E. Cheese, man. Look. Chuck E. Cheese is just an old school fucking gangster rat that's just trying to make a buck, man. And if you can franchise out to the frozen freezer section of your local grocery store, more power to them.
Well, we talked about how they fucking covertly renamed their pizza on like DoorDash and Uber Eats during the fucking pandemic. They were like, yeah, order this pizza that you unsuspectingly are about to order Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Sabatino's, something like that.
Yeah, it was something fucking, it was something like comedically Italian, like Pappardelles. And it's like, why?
Did you guys watch that video I sent you? That my my 8-year-old found on YouTube of the original Chuck E. Cheese animatronics.
Yeah.
He's smoking a cigar, and it's like, hey,
Horrifying.
what? And then somebody says something like, hey, I didn't get a present. That's because it's not your birthday, nitwit. Like, he's just a total asshole. And I had to answer so many questions about, like, why is Chucky being mean? I was like, well, he was originally just a rat from New Jersey. And that's how they used to
Rat
talk.
from New Jersey.
Wife beater or wife pleaser on Instagram. Joe Piers official writes in, they're vests, but more importantly, fuck the people who think they can just rename shit because it might upset someone. A little bit of a run-on sentence, and he does throw on an emoji at the end, but yeah, I appreciate it either way.
Yeah.
Did he say they're vests?
They're vests. They're not vests.
They're not vests.
Man, there's no zipper
Yeah, I know. I kind of get what he's saying. I mean, it's good. I mean,
because they're sleeveless.
a vest doesn't have sleeves or a collar, so I mean, technically, it's just a pullover vest, I guess. I still stand by they're just nipple covers. That's all they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe to give people who have nice shoulders and forearms and things like that. It's a good look, Good,
Yeah.
good, nice, like strong look.
No.
not your cup
Nah,
of tea.
those the guys I've seen wear those out. Yeah, they don't have any of that.
Right. Lastly, coming in early's 20 list on Instagram, Stubert29 writes in like a true Frostburg graduate. And Alan, that's in response to you saying, in my early 20s, I was looking for where I could find the best deals for happy hours. And I could get fucked up on the least amount of money. A true Frostburg grad. Thank you all for writing in. We'll get to the Marissa Tomei stuff next week, as long as or as well as anyone else who sends in.
Give me one. Give me one. I got to hear one of these comments.
Okay. Give me a
Yeah,
moment.
they sound juicy.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought I was just simply being like kind to Marissa Tomei's like general physical form.
Had nothing to
You
do
were
with
probably being a little creepy.
that.
yeah.
Fuck it. All right, we're sacrificing next week's comments.
Okay, we'll make more. We'll
It's
find
fine.
more.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone writes in, Zero Edge guy writes in 100% creepy. So there's that.
Why? Because I said that Marissa Tomei should have been showing off these like sweet nipples like for decades, so that we could all enjoy them. I mean, what's
I
wrong?
suppose.
I
Or
mean,
maybe it was me. Maybe it was me saying that we could have seen a love scene with Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny.
Okay,
that
yeah,
might
that
be
is
creepy as well.
Yeah,
That's
that's pretty fucking creepy. Yeah, that's a good point.
maybe it was towards me, not you. Venom 110890 writes in. I think she's hotter now than she was then. Personally,
I agree. No, I agree. I don't agree right now.
Yeah,
but maybe like
yeah.
10 years ago.
I would even
Yeah.
I would even go as far as to like 5 years ago. But
Yeah.
she definitely hit a wall in the last like couple years. That sounds fucking ignorant.
Yeah, that wall. Yeah, well, that wall is called 60. So I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
no,
you're
I know,
correct.
I know. That's why I was like immediately. I was like, oh god, that sounds awful. But yeah, age is catching up to her a little bit.
Well,
She's
there's
still-
a TikTok where like they show these celebrities from the time we first met them on screen till now, and it's I don't know, it's got this real shitty music, and you keep and they keep age progressing them, and yeah, she's one of the ones where like she hit her like the beginning of her peak at like 42, and so yeah, the last 20 years has been her golden years.
there's a scene from a movie about 10 years ago where she's getting it from Philip Seymour Hoffman from the back, and it's
Poor thing.
It's I know, right? She looks great, but then you get to see Philip Seymour Hoffman's ass too. So, Chris, just simply Chris on TikTok. So
Damn.
So it's the first
One of
fucking
the-
Chris.
Yeah, the OG Chris.
the OG Chris, she definitely did take her top off before 40. Laugh my ass off. LMAO.
Yeah, see, that'll stick
as they
around you
put it.
fucking Zers.
And then Venom, who write in, I think she looks better now than she looks better now personally, replied to his comment and said, right, question mark, LOL.
Yeah. Who's the creep?
Yeah.
These guys.
So there you go. There you go. Successful week in social media comments. Alan, tell all the people who know the nudography of Marissa Tomei, where you can find the middle class souls.
You can find Marissa Tomei's nudography on MrSkin.com. We are not sponsored by them at all, but Mr. Skin, I'm staring at Marissa Tomei's tits right now, and you could too if you go to MrSkin.com. But more importantly, if you want to listen to us be fucking weirdos about 60-year-old women, check us out on all your favorite social media platforms. We're at MDL Classholes on Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Classholes on Facebook and TikTok and something else, YouTube. That's it. And for your listening pleasures, please check us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. That's right.
Beautiful. Well, hey, well, thank you. Good to have you back. Good to have you back in force.
I'm glad. I'm really glad that you had a person on the show that used the line, "That's white people shit," while I was gone.
Well, we left him no choices. We had a goddamn bit about a woman who had a 5'5" fucking mullet. So
yeah, it's white people shit.
yeah. And we'll have another guest on next week. Adam from Asking for a Friend will be on. It'll be nice, man. It just sucks. Summer's going away. Fall's coming around. That's okay. Yeah. By the way, how was the first day of school, Murr? Just kick him out of the house and say fuck you. Enjoy 5th grade,
Nope.
4th,
Nope.
6th.
Third, son of a.
Okay.
Third grade.
Sorry, man. I thought he was.
Look,
I
at
think he was
this
fourth
point,
grade.
like, no, look, he's in school. All right, like, yeah, kindergarten, that was one thing. Like, oh, it's his first day of school ever, yay. But now it's old hat, man. And I had to work. I wouldn't take off work to send him to 3rd grade, whatever. I think we got 2 pictures. Him and mom and him and grandpa, and that's it. That's it. Nothing else. No chalkboard. No fucking like this is the first day of this, last day of this. Nah, we're not doing that shit. It's fucking like this is what you do now. This is work. Go do it. Go earn your keep.
Nice.
You're lucky you got summer off.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll talk to you next week. That's
Yeah.
all I gotta say. Have a good one.
We can show you guys some tits. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, you can't record it, but I guess you can't record it. I guess.
You know when I feel awkward is my friend shows me tits from another website on the internet. I don't know. Just get this awkward feeling. It's like asking for directions.
I'm okay with it.
I'm